Hi everybody, welcome back to Beyond the Cookbook. Welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Natasha. Today we have stuffed peppers. These peppers have some Portuguese ingredients such as the pepper paste and Portuguese sausage called chourico. There's also clams in here, and I think this is a fantastic meal for a light lunch with a salad or some rice on the side. This is fantastic, and it's going to be easy for you to make, and your family's going to love it. So why don't you come along with me and we'll do it together. The ingredients that we're going to need for these stuffed peppers are a medium onion diced, 3 garlic cloves minced, about half a cup of flame roasted peppers that you can buy in a jar. You just have to dice them. Some parsley, another half a cup. For the spices, we're going to use smoked paprika, ground aniseed, Italian seasoning, and white pepper. And we're also going to need some Portuguese pepper paste, and you can get that in any grocery store that has like an ethnic or a European section. And of course we're going to use some clams. These are tinned clams, so drain them. This is about a 5-ounce can. You drain them and keep the liquid because we'll need that. We're also going to need some chourico. This is, I don't know, about 3 inches worth of, this is sweet Portuguese chourico. So it's a Portuguese style sausage. And of course, olive oil, salt and pepper to taste. And we're going to need some panko. I've got about a cup here, but we're not going to probably need all of it. So we'll just see how it goes. And of course, we're going to need our peppers. I have 3 bell peppers here. Obviously, a yellow one and then two red ones. So what you do is just cut them in the middle or down the middle. You can make them in a cup. You can cut them so that they sit like this and you can stuff it this way. But I think this way is nicer because there's portion control. And I think it just works out better. If you're having a lot of people over, this might be the best way. So you start by cutting them and taking out the ribs and taking out the seeds. So just slice them down this way, like that, and then just use a paring knife just to scoop out the seeds and everything else. So I have them on a parchment paper and on a tray, and we're going to put it in the oven for about 15 minutes because I want these to kind of cook. Because the peppers are going to take longer than the stuffing. The stuffing is already going to be cooked because we're going to cook it in the skillet. So the peppers just need to have that much time to cook through. So we're going to salt them. And the oven is at 400, so it's fairly high. Oops. And pepper. And then a little bit of olive oil. It's important to season these peppers because everything else is going to be seasoned, so they need to be seasoned as well. Okay, so I'm going to put them in a 400-degree oven for about 15 minutes. I'm going to slice up and actually chop up this chourico. You can buy these. You can buy them at the Portuguese store. So if you have a Portuguese market where you live, you can get them from there, definitely. If you're local, you can get them at, like I said, a lot of grocery stores will now have a ethnic or European section. You can get them in the fridge, like the deli area. So. And they have different styles of, or different degrees of spice. So they have sweet, they have hot, they have extra hot. So cut them in rounds and then stack them up and cut them in little matchsticks. And then we're going to cut those matchsticks even more. So then I made the matchsticks and now I turned them and I'm trying to cut through them. If you're wondering what chourico is, it's a pork sausage that's spiced with Portuguese spices, and then there's a casing that's stuffed and then it's smoked. So you would have obviously garlic in here, you would have smoked paprika, you'd have the ground aniseed and white pepper. And different families will have different recipes. It's all just a preference, really. And of course there's the pepper paste. So again, if you like it spicy, you can get the one that has the spicy pepper paste. If you don't, like I don't, you can just get the sweet. Okay, so we're gonna start building the stuffing. So let's start with the onions. I have a skillet here and hopefully it's hot enough. Add some olive oil. Not too bad. Let them cook down a little bit. So I'm going to add the garlic. And this is 3 cloves of garlic, minced. And as soon as the garlic hits the pan, it starts to smell so good in here. And I checked on the peppers not too long ago, and they smell so sweet and they look so good. So I'm just gonna let them go for another 5 minutes before I take them out. So I'm gonna add the chourico. Technically the chourico is not cooked, it's just smoked. So we do have to give it a chance to cook through before I add anything else. I'm gonna let it warm up and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. The smell in here is fantastic. So it's been about 5 minutes or so. So I'm going to add the minced, or the minced peppers. And then give it a good stir. And then I'm going to add the spice. And then I'm going to add the wine. So put that all together. Look at that color. Look how beautiful that looks with all those spices, and it smells fantastic. So we'll add the wine. Let that sizzle. Oh, look at that. So we'll let the alcohol evaporate. In the meantime, I'm going to take out the peppers. They smell fantastic. They smell so sweet. And see how some of the edges are charred a little bit? That's good. I'm gonna add some salt. Oops. That's not very much. And pepper. I'm gonna get ready to add the clams. And we're going to add the clam juice as well. I'm gonna add the clams, and I didn't chop them. That's just how they came out of the can. Let them warm through just a little bit. So I'm going to add the pepper paste. I'm going to add about a tablespoon. And stir that in. And I'm going to add the liquid from the clams. So be careful when you're pouring it because sometimes there's sediment at the end. So I don't know if you can see. Look at how beautiful this looks. I'm gonna give it a taste for seasoning. It smells so nice. It's good. I like it. It's good. Okay, I'm gonna add about half of this parsley, because we could add the rest on top of the peppers. And I'm gonna turn off the gas, and then I'm going to sprinkle the panko crumbs. So this is fairly wet right now. I want it a little bit drier than this. So I'm just gonna gauge. Like I said, this is a whole cup, but we'll see how much we're gonna use. And I turned the heat off because we don't really need it anymore. I'm gonna add a little bit more and stir it and combine it. I don't want it too dry, but I don't want it too wet either. We could also add a little bit more on top. And honestly, I think this is good. So here's our stuffing. I've got a spoon and I'm gonna just stuff. I'm gonna stuff each one first and then see how much I have left over. And hopefully everybody will get enough. So I'm going to put a little bit more panko on top, just so that it's a little bit crunchy. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil as well. You don't have to do this. This is optional, but I like the crunch. So it goes back into that 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to take them out. They've been in there for a half hour. Look at how beautiful they look. They're crispy. I love these edges right here. Look at that. Very nice. We're going to let them cool and then we're going to taste. Here you go. Stuffed peppers. They turned out beautifully. They smell fantastic. They were in for a half hour, so a half hour is plenty. So remember, we did cook the peppers for 15 minutes at the beginning, and then we stuffed them and put them in the oven for a half hour. So 45 minutes is fine. So I'm gonna taste, and we'll see. There's still a little crunch, which is what I like. And they're gonna be hot. I know they are. Ooh. Perfect. They're absolutely perfect. You can taste the chourico. You can taste there's a little hint of spice at the end. You can taste everything. It's so fantastic. You're gonna love it. Why don't you give this a try? I'm sure your family is gonna love it. It's gonna be another one of your favorites. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys like this recipe, and I hope you like and subscribe and tell your friends all about our channel. Thank you. Have a great day.